about we all come together and say, let's stop? How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
What?
Oh gosh. Gen Z, what is up? Gen Z, what is up, man? It is not a podcast, it is a show. We bring the most pertinent topics pertaining to Gen Z, whether that's within politics, business, or media. The idea is to help y'all be perceptive to build what?
Perspective.
Listen, you got your host, man. My name is Saadiq Spears, and we got your friend over here, my friend, good friend.
Canal Web.
Okay. And listen, we have a slew of topics to get to. But before that, we are hosted on the Perspective Media Network. If you don't know us, follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all the good platforms. Our clip just went viral, 330K views on TikTok. Hold on.
Really?
In the last episode, yes. In the last episode, actually just hit 950 views. About to hit a ban on YouTube. That might be the first episode that's going to hit 1,000. Are y'all listening? The first episode that might hit 1,000. So go ahead, man. Man, like up the video. Go ahead and comment right now, just so the YouTube algorithm knows that we're here to stay.
Like it up.
Okay, man. So listen. A slew of topics to get into. First off, we're going to be speaking about Epstein stuff. Obviously, the Epstein files have been released. The second batch of them, that is. And it's been a whole debacle about it. We're not going to spend too much time because, honestly, like, it's just a whole bunch of brain rot at this point. It feels like a full court press. But we're going to speak about that and all the different involvements, the Jay-Z stuff like that. Okay. Grammys, Bad Bunny, won Best Album of the Year, for DTMF. So, shout him out first of all. And we're going to have a good conversation about the celebrity and ICE resistance and stuff like that. A lot of the conversation that was happening over that weekend, we definitely want to speak about that. And the NFL and ESPN went into a deal in which I think the NFL bought stake into ESPN 10%. And then also they offered stake within their own company. So basically pairing the companies together. And we're definitely going to speak about that. And African, I saw some African presidents being interviewed. It was Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Sierra Leonean presidents were interviewed by Tucker Carlson. I don't know why. We're going to speak about that. And then I have a good rant to talk about when it comes to these GLP-1 ads and Serena Williams on all these GLP-1 ads. I do want to talk about it again. I spoke about it like a couple of months ago, but I got a lot to ring off of that because, man, I feel like all these ads have been coming up on every single show I've been watching. But we're going to talk about it. So, yeah, man, listen, should we go straight into it?
All right, yeah, let's go straight into it.
We'll get straight into it. First off, I hope y'all weeks have been good. We're going to speak about Epstein. So, yeah, put in the comments how your weeks have been going. Obviously, it's been a full court press. I feel like X has been literally insufferable for the last couple of weeks just because, man, all I see on my timeline is straight Epstein. And it's not just Epstein when it comes to the child trafficking rings. But it's like Bitcoin, and then it's about the politicians that he's been involved with, and then it's not just about the underage girls now, but it's like, man, he's been a part of a lot of different things, a lot of different organizations, and although I don't want to get into the ultra details, because to be honest, I feel like we know this, like, I feel like a lot of conspiracy theorists have spoken about all of these different stuff that he's been involved with, but now it has come to the light, and it's like, okay, now what are we going to do with it? I feel like I see Elon's tweeting all the time about it. It's like, where are the arrests being made for the Epstein files? And it's like, man, like, how powerless are Americans in this situation right now?
Yeah, I think the Epstein files, well, first and foremost, let's just talk about the beginning. Donald Trump campaigns on releasing the Epstein files continuously for months upon months, or we're going to release them. Hesitates. The FBI director says there are no files. 6 months later, the files drop. And you're in the files.
You're in the files heavily.
Weird.
And then you're having your name being redacted. They're rescinding. Here's the things about these Epstein files that's been releasing. They're having names that are redacted, like politicians or wealthy individuals and stuff like that their names should be in, but they're being redacted, like Donald Trump. And then you also have names of the survivors from these girls that are not being redacted. Also, there was underage girls' pictures in those files that were not redacted. So the DOJ is making sure, I may not say the DOJ, but the government, whoever's handling those files, I think it's the DOJ, has made sure to redact Donald Trump's name and Donald Trump's images, and yet not redact the underage girls that were the survivors of Epstein.
Is, like, I guess, yeah, maybe they're not posting anything explicit, but straight out expose them, talking about auctioning off underage coochie, testing the holes and shit, right? I feel like that's crazy to me.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You didn't see that post on it?
Well,
Okay,
explain
so
it for
there was a table sheet talking about how Donald Trump was a part of an auctioning off of underage girls. He did so. The parameters were based on tightness of
Oh God.
vagina, right? Weirdo shit. Weirdo shit. You know what I'm saying? So
This
I
was for
see what you're
underage?
yeah,
I didn't even see that.
yeah.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send it to you.
Yeah,
but,
send it to me and I'll link it in the description
but
too.
yeah, that shit was going viral. They actually posted on Al Jazeera. You know that?
That's crazy. I did not.
So, and actually, Al Jazeera reported on it, saying how it was first posted on the Department of Justice, and then the next slide shows that page not found.
See, and that's what I
So,
mean by redacting it. Once they see this stuff and then redacting it right after, like, this is
So
pure
incompetent.
corruption right in front of our face.
So
And they're
incompetent.
absolutely incompetent. And the thing is, too, I was looking at some news articles talking about the DOJ lawyers because of all the ICE arrests and all the ICE kind of like complaints that's happening at the moment. They are literally trying to be fired at the moment. Like, they're asking judges to hold them in contempt in court to go to jail because of how much work they're being overrun with right now because of all the BS that Trump and administration has been putting the DOJ under. So
I miss the professionalism. Honestly, I miss when secrets were kept from us. I miss conspiracy theories. I miss having to like go in my bedroom and plot and think it out. Like, what is this? What's the next move? Planning it out.
I miss when
There's
interviews
no-
can have an actual like have actual substance.
Oh, that too.
Like
Asking
Trump just
them
dropped
that-
an interview with NBC, but it absolutely does not matter because none of these news organizations or media outlets can hold him accountable.
Well, NBC they did hit him with some crazy questions.
But
Not
I'm
crazy
saying
questions.
I'm saying that
hit
they
him with
can't
valuable questions.
hold him accountable though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
But-
no matter what, like how can you hold accountable somebody that literally can walk off whatever, don't care, and is not going to answer your question?
But isn't that not journalism in itself? Like all
Just
journalism
asking the
does
questions?
is just provide awareness to a topic. At the
Of
end the day.
course,
Like,
of course. But
like,
I'm saying like
people been knew
no,
about
you're
the
right.
crack
You're right.
epidemic in
I'm
the
not
early
putting.
90s.
I'm not placing the blame on the news organizations. I'm placing the blame on the system and and the administration. I'm just saying that it's made it it's made it valueless. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like there's no point in watching an interview like this if you're not gonna get any information other than the interviewer just asking a question and Trump thinking about how he's gonna sidestep it and then sidestepping it.
I think I remember like I was watching a video about this concept. I forgot the label of it, but basically the idea is that when people acknowledge their flaws and have no shame in it, it kind of takes away the power of criticizing it. You know, I think maybe that's what you're talking about, how it's honestly just white noise at this point. Like when Trump speaks, it's white noise.
No.
Like, when he says corrupt things, it's white noise. And it's weird because I feel like when we think of corruption in America, there's a different mindset in America compared to if we heard about it in Jamaica, Colombia. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird in a sense.
The reason why I'm saying, well, no, you're completely right about that white noise. And it's not just a Trump thing at the moment, but you gotta realize that like this feels like a conservative effort that is just pushing this full court press of information and BS and AI and memes all into one, in which is just causing everybody to just be at a state of just overstimulated. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everybody is at a heightened state of anxiety when it comes to this politics stuff that we've now just become numb.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the whole point. So when I see interviews like this come out, it is literally white noise for a good 30 minutes of the interview where he's just being able to sidestep these questions. He did the same thing before he got reelected and is doing it now. But now the DOJ, all this stuff, like it's all arms of the same thing. I can't even think about like what I reported on 3 months ago because of how much stuff has happened within the last 3 weeks. That's the point.
Facts.
And when they're littering the timeline with Epstein stuff, and this stuff is like heavy. That's the thing. Like they're talking about child trafficking, like sex trafficking. You see what I'm saying? Like this is the heaviest stuff of the heavy. And now it has to be normalized.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? When you flood something like that, it literally has to be normalized at that point because if not, bro, what are people gonna? People are now looking at Epstein stuff and be like, oh yeah, the information is pretty good for a banker. Like, oh, this is good capital markets information. Like,
yeah, I think to
It's-
add a
it's-
degree to what you're saying. I feel like when those videos dropped, it's like he's here dancing around, got jazz playing, the person is completely redacted. You can't see the person at all, and it's like, I guess maybe in my head I was thinking of Dungeons. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of like really gruesome things. In that light, it's like, hold on, wait, isn't this the guy who was like sex trafficking all these kids? It kind of like normalizes the individual for a split second, makes you second guess it. I think also Trump's play into releasing the Epstein files is a takeaway from Minnesota, right? He keeps saying, oh, it's the Democrat hoax. The Democrats did this. It's all their problem, completely ignoring his name in the file. But we see many figures, celebrity figures. I think it was John Howard. He does the Daily Show, kind of like Bill Mayer, the other guy, though.
Howard?
You know,
Or Stewart?
I think it's the Daily Show, man.
John Stewart or John?
I think so. I think John Stewart, he actually addressed it the other day. I didn't watch the full clip.
This guy, right?
That guy right there. Yeah, John Stewart.
Yeah,
he
John
was
Stewart.
in it. Pusha T, Jay-Z. I feel like it's a whole just like, you know what? They want the Epstein files. All right, let's give it to them. And we're going to bring up their idols, their celebrities, the people they look up towards, and make them start second guessing things and try and get it off of us. I saw earlier today, I didn't even want to talk about it because I feel like it was so stupid, but this guy's having a national prayer on May 17th for the National Mall. I don't really know what to say about that. But
what are you talking about?
I'm talking about Trump.
Having a prayer about what? Prayer for who?
Bro, the nation.
We do need a prayer, but
we need a prayer. But
I
guess who the prayer comes from is very important. Now
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Okay,
I think
very important.
I guess bring it to you. We want to bring it to I guess like black topics a little bit. When it comes to like Jay-Z was named in the Epstein files. Pusha T was named in the Epstein files. This was from accusations from some of the alleged survivors. It's not like it's like substantiated or I mean I'm not shitting on the survivors at all either. I'm just saying that it's not legally proven either way. These are alleged things from the survivors at the time, and they're just releasing that, which could be dangerous for both individuals, one the survivor and one the accuser, because I remember when the accusations was coming out on Jay-Z earlier in the year or maybe last year, and he instantly had a response for that type of stuff, but now it's not even being responded to because maybe it's not smart for them even to respond. When I'm saying them, I'm talking about the celebrities that got named into it. It's not even smart for them to be able to reply because at this point, all of them are getting accused within it. And if your name is in it, like for example, like Mamdani's mom or something like that, it's like, man, even if you got emailed or if you came to the island because you got invited from another friend and stuff like that, and now everybody's being introduced, I don't think that every single person that went to that island or has had contact with Epstein was in those type of dealings.
I feel like that if you went to the island, if it explicitly states that you went to the island, I think that you're like you're high risk. You're definitely high risk.
You're definitely high risk.
Like
you're
like
definitely high risk.
90% probability.
But I don't think that off rip you see the island and it's just a bunch of little girls. Like I think there is more rooms for it. I think it's an island. You think that's what I'm saying? Like it is a island. It's not just a
but it's not like a tour of the island. There's like a house on the island.
But it's probably multiple houses. That's what I'm saying. There's probably multiple mansions on that island. I don't know. I'm not defending none of them. I think it's high risk automatically, but I also want to make sure that people understand that.
Did he say it?
They said that's what they said.
Oh wow.
If I'm not mistaken, they said that him and Pusha came or whatever with whoever. And I think that they were on the island. I'm gonna fact check that though, and you'll know in the editing.
Yeah. And I heard that they was linking. This was like 1996. I was on the Joe Budden podcast, the latest episode. If you watched the last 20 minutes, they talk about it. How Jay-Z, Harvey Weinstein, and Pusha T were
that's what it was
back in 1996.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Then that's what I was thinking about.
So yeah, I don't know. That's where I got my information from it, but. Personally, I'm like,
because they were saying, in like London or something like that they were dealing or during the 90s or something like that.
But who was Pusha T back in 1996 though?
Nah, but they were.
I've never heard. I remember Pusha T maybe in 08, 010. His first album dropped in 2011, right? Right?
I don't know.
I think it was like 2011, 2010. He started popping up. I know that the freestyle with Kanye West happened like 2013 or so. 1996 is,
His debut mixtape was too.
Yeah, he's a
Fear
2010s
God was
artist
tough too.
So I'm like,
let me not say that during this time.
I don't know.
Yo, I don't know. I think overall. Okay, keep going.
Okay, I feel like I think it's warranted to have some type of skepticism with it. Let's just lay out the field. Trump, he's obviously hesitating. Even in the NBC interview you were talking about, he explicitly stated, we're doing a very great job, but we have a problem with public relations. You're mentally challenged, right? But I think it's all a play, and it's something that, you got to tiptoe around. Now, Jay-Z being in it, is he in it? I think pretty sure the community knows that Jay-Z has had a history of doing certain things. I mean, Beyonce, 15-year age difference, shorty was 16.
Facts.
And she in love with that nigga. You can't tell her nothing about that man at all. Like Hillary Clinton, Bill's getting his shit.
Okay.
Hillary going 30 years.
Okay,
deep.
I do think it's important to understand that Epstein is also one of the biggest bankers during that time, right? And what a lot of people don't understand is that the bankers were hanging Wall Street and stuff like that. Money goes into New York, it flows. And when they start going to billionaire parties like this type of stuff, that's where you might come in contact with these Weinsteins and Epsteins, etc., where a lot of normal people probably wouldn't come in contact with it. But if you're in Tribeca, where what Kanye say? We was down in Tribeca. But man, like have y'all ever been down in Tribeca like Kanye? Probably not. But like, I've never been down in Tribeca like Kanye like that. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I'm saying, like, what does that got to do with Jay-Z and Pusha T, though? Like, Harvey Weinstein and, like, Epstein, I get that. But, like, because Jay-Z and the fact that who the fuck was Jay-Z? His album didn't even drop in 96.
Bro,
Reasonable Doubt dropped
Jay-Z
in 98.
and them was rolling around in the 90s, bro.
Jay-Z
yes, they
was
were.
a drug dealer.
Bro, rolling around in that's what I'm saying, though.
And rolling into Harvey Weinstein?
I don't think it's
that's
that.
what I'm saying. These
bro,
are two different calibers.
Bro, if Harvey Weinstein
society.
and Epstein are going to, I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. We got too far into this anyway. I'm just saying that Epstein was a prominent banker at that time, so to have communications with all these different parties is not crazy. But I think you're at high risk. All I know is, yeah, I just think you're at high risk, and ultimately everybody should be looked at crazy during that times. And I do think that if you did not deal with Epstein, you probably are saying it, right? Ultimately, you're probably saying I didn't, like Elon, for example. Like I think Elon, although I think he's a white supremacist, I don't think he's dealt with Epstein in those ways because of how vocal he's been. Although he was begging to be in the party, he didn't actually get into the party. And that's how I think you could be vocal in these moments, if not.
I think I guess we can end on there has not been any arrests or convictions. But
Which
then again, that doesn't take away from anything. They may have done it, they may have not done it, which then goes back into play of like, what are we really doing? You dropped all those files. Cash Patel, you're all about
Just
arresting people and fraud and shit and corruption, but you're not going after these people.
Rage baiting us.
Wait, hold on.
Speaking to the mic.
Sorry, hold on. Bill Clinton, he said he was going to testify against
Epstein
files, right?
He wanted to testify.
If we get that, we're going to get discovery about more of the Epstein files. But then again, this is Donald Trump, so he may just manipulate the whole entire
I don't think we're ever going to see Bill.
Review.
They said both the Clintons, right? I don't think we're going to see both the Clintons doing that, bro.
I don't think
there's no way.
doing it.
There's no way.
I don't know. I don't think.
There's no way Bill's doing it.
No, he said he's going to testify.
Bro, Bill's in that, bro.
He said he's going to testify.
There's
Jesus
no way,
Christ.
bro. Bill's in that, bro. There's no way. Let me not say that. I don't know if Bill's in that, allegedly. I have no idea. Okay, let's get off of Epstein, bro.
Yeah.
And the reason why I want to get off of Epstein is just because I just think that it's slop at this point. Bro, do not disturb. It's slop at this point. They are full court pressing all this information into our timelines. I don't think you should protect anybody. I don't think you should automatically assign blame to somebody other than these elites that have been in. Like, if your name is in them files thousands of times,
yeah,
say goodbye.
Absolutely.
Say goodbye.
I think before we do leave, we do got to talk about the black people. 50 Cent, who has been a known Trump supporter probably since 2022. Nothing wrong with that.
Something completely wrong with that.
Kind of. When you hop on Fox News and you're talking about this and that and bringing down other black folks, it's kind of weird. Little weird. 50 Kanye talking about Pusha T, talking about Jay-Z. Kanye having his vendettas. Nicki Minaj, the latest one to the party, calling him a predator and calling him a demon, all sorts of things. It's weird. It's weird because I feel like three of these people have been known Trump supporters at a given time or have subjugated themselves in conservative arenas. I'm not seeing Donald Trump. For y'all. Y'all going straight towards your brothers and sisters, but I'm not seeing the same attention for Donald Trumk. I'm not against it. Okay, we gotta critique these people the same way we critique.
But what's funny? It's like what's funny? It's like now that you said that, like the black elites are fighting.
It's weird.
Yeah. The black elites are fighting, and what it does feel like, to be honest, is that one, y'all are. I don't think any of them. First of all, 50, Jay, all of them that run in these rooms, I don't put it past any of this type of stuff because I already know how like stuff during those times was getting anyway for girls and women in those spaces, right? Let alone underage girls, right? So I'm not putting it past none of these guys because a lot of guys had crazy cases anyway, not Jay-Z and them, but just saying that space. But to see the black elites fighting like this anyway, it's like, man, maybe we shouldn't have put them on the pedestal anyway. Start to look at it like that. Like, these are not our. We was killing Nicki last episode, but like, Nicki's not my God. Yeah. Jay-Z's not my God. Definitely. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, it's like we are worshiping people. When I say we, I'm just talking about community, stuff like that, or worshiping and putting people on a pedestal, black excellence and stuff like that, solely off the fact that they have money. But this type of money is what gets you caught up in those type of files.
I think it's really hoeing. You know what I'm saying? It gets you caught up in the file. Barack Obama ain't no. Wait, is he?
Let's get off of this.
Yeah.
Grammys. I'll let you.
Yeah, Grammys. Let's go Grammys.
You go first.
Okay, Bad Bunny, first Spanish album. Should have been Romeo. Just gotta say it. That's my boy. I ain't gonna cap. Bachata's my shit. I love salsa, all that. You Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's something you should talk about more of. Because last time I was talking about.
Hey, man, listen. Boricua. Right, Bad Bunny done won Album of the Year, DTMF. Yes, I got the vinyl. I wish I had the vinyl with me. Y'all don't even know. The next studio when I got the vinyl gonna be up top. That's the reason why I bought that vinyl, first of all. But I'm telling y'all, first of all, if you are a Puerto Rican boy, if you're a Latino, you felt that type of speech. Not only him just talking about ICE being out, but also feeling that, like, man, him just talking about the fight at the moment and the hate that's being perpetuated. It's like, it's just sad. And to be honest, if you've listened to that album, it was undeniable. I'm looking at the whole category. What was the category? It was clips. So I'll give it to clips first of all. If it wasn't, it was clips. DTMF. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing.
Yo, sing a Spanish song for me.
You want me to sing DTMF?
Sing that one for
Por la mañana café, por la tarde ron. Se no work calle, so work to welcome. Por la mañana café, por la tarde ron. Por la calle, so work to welcome.
You gotta work on the accent.
Yeah, whatever.
It'll come eventually.
So listen,
okay.
Let God Sort 'Em Out from Clips. Chromacopia, Tyler the Creator, Man's Best Friend, which was Sabrina Carpenter, Mayhem by Lady Gaga, Swag by Justin, GNX by Kendrick, Mutt by Leon Thomas. Shout out to Leon Thomas. And DTMF. Yeah, DTMF has won. And it was just a beautiful time, man. It was a beautiful time to see that. And Puerto Ricans, man, stand up. Yes. No Sabo kids, hey, stand up. What's up? But it's just, it was a good time, man. And seeing the Grammys actually did pretty good this year. So I watched most of the performances. That Justin Bieber performance, I don't know if you watched it, but that shit was tough. You can't, when you call, whenever you call. That was tough. And the Leon Thomas performance, the Lauryn Hill performance was good too. It was not a bad night. It was not a bad night. And I just love seeing that. And Tyler's performance was amazing too. I loved how he switched up the song. What was the song that he was? You niggas thought it was dead. Thought it was dead. Right when talking about you mad at me, you can suck my. He went crazy on that. He went crazy. I'm excited for that. So shout out to Tyler. Shout out to all the artists that was there putting on. Do you want to talk about the ice pins and people?
I think Bad Bunny, we should stay on him. And we should really talk about what he's done for Puerto Rico. Honestly, I think that's something that is very, what's the word? What is the word? Acknowledgeable? That's the wrong word. I look up to it. I think that's something that we should all look up to. Last week we were talking about how black people need to reinvest in their communities, and he is a prime example of reinvesting in your community. About $400 million propping up the economy on his shoulders. 400 literally M's. Carrying the fuck M's, out of Puerto Rico by himself.
And the way he did that was through a residency. So he did I don't know, that was like 2 months, 3 months of straight performances. And you got to think about all of my friends. I'm sad about this. It's probably the worst mistake of my life. All of my friends flew in, bought residency tickets and stuff like that to be able to go see that performance in Puerto Rico. So all the tourism that it brought and all the money it generated during that time is what brought that 400 M's. And on top of that, he didn't even perform in the U.S. I'm hurt. But it's okay because it benefited the people.
Yeah.
But he didn't even tour in the U.S. He said, I'm not going to tour in the U.S. because one, why do I need the U.S.? He don't. And two, is because of ICE and all the stuff that's going on at the moment. But he's in Peru. He was in Peru last week or 2 weeks ago performing. So he's doing world tours and stuff like that. But he specifically did not come to the States, and he brought all that money and generated 400 M's to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's Bad Bunny, man. Bad Bunny, #1 artist in the world,
And it ain't even close, man.
Personally, I'm tight because
the impact, man.
I think taking over rap and hip hop, kind of pisses me off.
But the thing is, like, if you listen to a lot of the lyrics and stuff like that, like, a lot of it is, bro, it is so rap, it is so hip hop, it is so salsa, it's all of it's all of it blended. It is all of it blended. And that album specifically, that's why I'm like, there's some people that's like, oh, I'm not gonna watch. I'm gonna go walk and I'm gonna go take a walk for the Super Bowl halftime show. Like, bro, are you an idiot?
Yeah.
Are you an idiot? Y'all don't understand. Like, we have modern day goats. Like, there's goats of goats, right? But like, we're talking about Bad Bunny, bro. I'm telling y'all, put him up with Prince, put him up with Michael. It's close to, it's in that realm.
Yeah,
it is in that realm.
I feel like it's at a point, it's objective. You know what I'm saying? Music is objective at a certain point. Like Bad Bunny, like that boy, like Michael Jackson. I ain't
like
gonna cap.
literally,
like, the way
go
Michael
watch
Jackson
the last
was
performance, the
crazy.
Prime Video performance that he did for this album. Go watch that performance. I'm telling y'all, it's one of the best performances I've seen in my life, bro. And I was watching it on a 32-inch screen TV, 32-inch.
Yeah.
I've been to multiple performances in my life. I've seen Lauryn Hill in person. I'm telling you, that Bad Bunny performance on Prime Video was crazy. I'm telling y'all. And that halftime performance, I'm excited for it. I think a lot of people are nuts. Y'all literally just gonna need to go listen to some music for real, because that album alone is tough.
It's
man.
really good.
It is tough.
I think some shit, honestly, like when it comes to music, I'm a nerd for it. I think it just comes down to frequencies. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people who literally listen to mumble rap. Yeet is a prime example. Saying bullshit. Future, all of them, right? And you hear Spanish music, it's like some type of like, maybe it's racial, maybe it's like you feel left out. But when you hear them drums, the rhythm,
bro,
a nigga want to
Don't
dance.
make me
I
pay.
can't dance. I be doing my little shimmy in the bathroom and shit. I be trying to do it. I be trying to wind my hips a little bit to it, be cracking. It's
bro.
some shit just comes down to frequency. You can't tell me you don't fuck with it. It's like
Bro.
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was a world star. You think everybody knew English? Niggas.
When this come on Sunday, when this come on in any club,
Shit about to get copyrighted.
bro. Let me skip it a little bit. Yo, when I hear this in the Bronx, when I hear this on a Puerto Rican Day parade, when I hear this going around, man, I don't think y'all understand. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand, man. It's something like, let me talk about some no sabo shit. All right, man. There's times where I'm just rolling around. This happened in Ghana. This has happened in New York. This has happened in specific places where I feel like my ancestor has crossed, bro. I'm telling y'all, when I listen to some different songs, it literally wakes it up in you. It literally wakes it up in you. I'll be telling you, like, same thing with, like, listening to, like, Spanish music or Afro beats. Sometimes it's about being a sympathetic listener, right? You don't even hear the intricacies until you start listening to that type of music. So a lot of people be like, oh, Afro beats is ass. That's an idiotic statement. Like, it's a genuinely stupid statement. But I understand why you make that statement, is because most of the music that you're hearing, ultimately, it's like, it sounds like it's white noise because you don't really understand it or hear it. That's okay. I'm telling y'all, if you don't listen to no Spanish music, no reggaeton, no salsa, no bachata, no nothing, that's cool. Listen to DTMF, and you'll see what the whole world is talking about. I feel like that whole album encapsulates so many, like, there's so many different songs in that album that is not only party records or cultural records, but, like, man, they embody so much of the spirit. And I think Bad Bunny showcases that spirit. And that's something that all musicians around the world, but also people that love music, can appreciate. Simple. So we're going to have an amazing halftime show. Shout out my Boricuas, for real.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm definitely excited for it. I mean, goddamn, they have, like, college court. Should I wait for you to come back? I seen, like, I feel like this really is a testament of who Bad Bunny is, like globally. Like they be doing like college courses trying to break down his whole entire like revolution and pillage for Puerto Rico and putting Puerto Rico on the scale, talking about its enslavement and correct me if I'm wrong. Again, you the Puerto Rican here, so I'm going based off of what I hear, and I ain't gonna cap. A lot of it is just Instagram reels, Instagram memes. I'm here for the music. So,
bro,
is the music fire?
No,
it's fire.
No, the music is fire. It's fire, but there's also so much historical, like even like the Koki, like the frog that he be showcasing, like that's emblematic of the it's just emblematic of Puerto Rico. There's so many different elements. Like my favorite song on the album is so funny. Like people don't know this about me, but like when I listen to music, I'm like a J. Cole and Kendrick fan, right? So most of my songs that I like are not party records. They're actually like really like either like dark songs or like introspective songs. The song about Hawaii on the album is probably my favorite song. It goes like, let me play a little bit of it. And shout out my No Sabos, man, because I'd be so scared to be singing to say the actual.
What's up? What that mean?
What No Sabo?
No
like
Sabo.
you don't know Spanish, so that's what they call like No Sabo kids. Like, oh, I don't know,
Okay.
This one, but it's talking about Hawaii and all the stuff that Hawaii's been through, and what they did to Hawaii, which is crazy because I was just listening, but I'm gonna get copyrighted. But I was just listening to stuff about Hawaii, but he spoke about like in the song, it's basically talking about like don't let what happened to Hawaii happen to Puerto Rico. Like this is our home, and it was just the whole rollout, man. This album is actually beautiful. It is actually beautiful, and it was undeniably album of the year. Undeniably. Yeah. There was no other. Shout out to Clips and stuff like that. I think they should got best rap album. But like, man, that was beautiful. So I'm just, shout out my Boricos, man. We weren't supposed to spend that long on it. We can talk a little bit about everybody having the free or ice out pins as a showcase of resistance, and then some people talking about it. I mean, Billie Eilish talked about no immigrants. Oh, we could talk about this. Maybe an FBA conversation. But the Shabuzi stuff when he was like got up there and said that America was built on immigrants.
Oh, you talking about Deontay Kyle take? That shit pissed me off.
No, I don't know what he said.
Okay, I saw something about Deontay Kyle was like Shabuzi. We appreciate it, but like y'all, this ain't about immigrants. This is about Black Americans. We built this country. We did it all by ourselves, and it's just honestly to me, it's like okay, yeah, niggas got the first round, okay, nigga, but like.
The first round of 400 years?
It was like 100
The first round of 400 years is crazy.
Listen, I'm not trying to bring down like the accomplishments of Black Americans, but let's like not act like niggas from other nations didn't do anything, bro. Like
nobody's acting like that, bro.
No, but I think he's trying to like water it down.
People know what he's trying to say, and people are.
I'm going based on what Deontay Kyle is saying.
Okay, well, stop eating. He's saying, okay, I'm not worried about Deontay Kyle.
But you just brought up FBAs.
What that got to do with it?
Deontay Kyle, that's the king of FBAs.
He's not. Well, what are you talking about? Tariq Nasheed. He's beefing with Tariq Nasheed right now.
You don't think Deontay Kyle the voice?
Oh, FBAs? No. FBAs? He goes against FBAs. He goes against FBAs. I'm telling you.
You brought up FBAs. Immediately, I thought about Deontay Kyle. Deontay Kyle talking about how FBAs are the real source of productivity in this country. How they're made the economic output of this country. Black Americans are the reason why America is prosperous right now. Shabuzi was talking about how immigrants, without immigrants, America would not be America. And I think both are true, but with the FBA take by Deontay Kyle, I think it waters down the accomplishments that immigrants have brought to the American society. So go ahead. Maybe.
At what age? Just asking. I mean, like what time period of America?
So based on what he's saying that Black Americans built this country, foundation.
I know, but I'm saying what you're saying. What are you saying? You're saying immigrants have been an important fabric of this country. I said, okay. And during which
industrialization, when the Germans came, when the Italians came.
So 1920s.
1880 to like 1930s. Literally.
Okay, so 400 years. So that's what I'm just making sure that you're covering those 50 years of
that time period experience of
descendants of slaves.
I'm just saying, look, I'm not against what's
happening.
The fuck
that mean? The fuck that mean?
It was a clean vertical in the Industrial Revolution. What are you talking about?
I agree with you.
That's what
But what that gonna like? Okay.
I'm saying that when you're talking about
if there was no foundation, if there was no J.P. Morgan in the 1890s, right? And you're talking about 20, and that just started happening, right? There's no J.P. Morgan without what?
Bro, I'm not trying to take away from the accomplishments of Black Americans. I
Okay, I'm just making
understand
sure.
that.
I'm just making sure.
I'm on your side. All right, I'm on your side. I'm just
Keep
saying,
in mind he's Jamaican.
I'm just saying, yes, I am Jamaican, and y'all fucking gentrify the fuck out of Jamaica every other day.
Who's y'all? I'm Trinidadian.
Oxtail, egg and cheese. Oxtail pizza. You niggas gentrify the fuck out of Jamaica all the time. Niggas don't talk about it. I don't even want to get into it right now.
They're gonna kill you.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. But niggas know you go to fucking Brooklyn, oxtail pizza. Nigga, no. Fuck no.
Those are Caribbean people. That's Caribbean people. You're talking about oxtail pizza. Those are Guyanese people. Are you gonna say oxtail is specifically Guyanese?
Listen,
I mean, it's specifically.
All I know is that you motherfuckers.
Can you stop cursing?
Don't
Yo,
get,
okay, we're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna get this conversation
you
going.
Keep cutting me
we're gonna
off.
get this
I'm
conversation.
trying to bring
You're not
it down.
going. You're not going. I need you to go.
No, I feel like
need you to go.
I feel like you're trying to.
Then go then.
You're trying to box me out.
I'm about to.
If
I'm about to do it to you.
Okay,
Go.
nigga, box out.
Go.
I can talk shit about
Go.
y'all niggas.
Go.
Okay. My God.
You keep talking shit. I just need you to talk.
Niggas put y'all on the fucking oxtail.
Oh my God,
y'all niggas
bro.
eating
I don't
pig
eat
feet in the
oxtail.
South. Y'all niggas eating pig feet
I
in
don't
the
eat
South.
oxtail. Here you go.
Y'all came to New York, wanted to be like the white people, started eating ribeye steaks and shit. Jamaicans came in 82, and y'all started eating oxtail in 95. You're welcome. Good night. That's all I gotta say.
I don't eat oxtail.
But
listen,
you don't eat oxtail, but the rest of y'all do.
Personally,
but you Trini now.
You
Trini, you gonna be Black American in 20 minutes. Go ahead.
I'm Black American, Trinity, and Puerto Rican, Boricua. You see me, okay?
Okay.
Personally, I don't really subscribe with the FBA stuff. I only subscribe with the FBA stuff when it comes to reparations. I think that's the only distinction that should be made.
True.
Because that makes sense for this. Like everything else is a diaspora conversation, and when we come to a diaspora conversation, I go Pan-Africanist. Okay, we are all one. We are all one diaspora. Now, when it comes to reparations, the only reason why I make that distinction of descendants of slaves is because those descendants of slaves had 400 years of generations here toiling this land. Now, if your lineage was Jamaican or Trinidadian or something like that, and you was toiling those lands, then you might have to go get that back to the empire and go get it back in blood from them. Now, granted, do I think that that's a universal fight? Yes, I think the same people that are fighting to get reparations, the African descendants that are fighting to get reparations in the U.S. should also be fighting for the people in the Caribbean to go get reparations from Britain. I think that's important. Or whatever nation came in and colonized. Was it France too? Was in there as well, Napoleon shit.
Haiti and shit,
Yeah. So I think you should go get it from your oppressor. But I don't think Caribbeans should be paid for by Americans because you got Britain. Simple.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Why are you talking about reparations though?
Because that's the only conversation that I think should be substantial when it comes to FBA. Everything else is irrelevant. Like this conversation is this conversation of what were we even talking about?
Bro, we were talking. Okay, this is the plot. We got mixed up. We missed the plot. You brought up Shabuzi.
Immigrants building this country.
FBA, and then I brought
immigrants
up
building this country.
FBAs.
Yes, because the thing is, when you think
That's
about
okay.
immigrants building this country, yes, in the whole grand scheme of things, of course, they are instrumental in this country prospering. Yes, I also think when Deontay Kyle or other people start making that take of, hey, let's keep in mind that the foundation of this country was Black Americans and free labor. Yes, that's the ultimate thing. But I think Shabuzi was trying to say that, but ultimately was trying to be too overarching and included immigrants in that. Or maybe he wanted to just say that. I think ultimately we already know who built this country. It looks like underserved peoples that are still in the lowest class of the economy here. It's simple. So I think that's automatic. But I think when it comes to the conversation of FBAs and stuff like that, it should only be a conversation of division when it comes to reparations, and that's because we have different oppressors.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like it was really put out of context because he brought up immigrants because he was addressing the whole Ice Out parade that everyone was doing, and I think it's completely acceptable to say that because immigrants did build this country, you know. So God bless the FBAs, God bless the Black, Jamaicans, Haitians, all that. Like, you know, it's all.
Hey, shout out to diaspora, man. We Pan-Africans over here, first of all.
Yeah, definitely.
we all got one goal.
Definitely.
And we should all have one tax as well. Facts. 1 second.
Okay, resistance of celebrities against ICE. Now, everyone up there, Bad Bunny, Billie Eilish, Shabuzi, etc. ICE out. I love it. I love it. We love to hear those voices, but in the same breath, let's not make it a repeat of Black Lives Matter, right? We got these corporations. You hop on 2K saying Black Lives Matter, Call of Duty, Black Lives Matter. Where is their actual money being put forth to strengthen these words, right?
Other than Billy, because Billy put up her bread. That's a fact.
Yeah, and they on Billy's ass. Like, oh, she went home to her $14 million mansion. You're missing the plot, buddy. You're missing the plot.
Wasn't that was Ted, right?
I think it was Caroline
Or
Levitt.
it was
and
Ted. It was Ted Cruz. Yeah.
So,
Talk about that. But let me not lose that point. Put your money where your mouth is, man. If everybody went up that stage and said, hey, I'm donating X amount to this account or this movement or this X, man, that would prompt a lot more people to do the same. A lot of people do not want to mess up status quo, right? But if we're going to be for real, you saying ICE out is status quo, right? You're not saying nothing revolutionary right now. You're not being a revolutionary. And I think Billie Eilish always takes it a step further when she was talking about beforehand about the billionaires and the billionaires not putting up no bread. That's real, man. That is real. How about a lot of our celebrities start taxing themselves or giving money to communities that they actually keep talking about or care about? And it's not that OD. A lot of people be like, well, that's their hardworking money. That's that. Man, if you are not supported by the people that are buying your music, you are not going to be nothing. Like, that, I don't think it's so hard to think about it like that. And there's so many principles in just religious texts and stuff like that talking about giving off zakat or giving off your 10% tithe to something. You see what I'm saying? And that doesn't always have to look like to your church. Let that look like to your community or to communities that you feel like that need it. And a lot of these celebrities could put their monies where their mouth is, man. Y'all make multi-millions of dollars a year. You could spare something. And I see people, and the reason why I say that is because I saw in Minneapolis there's now like groups that are doing real like protesting and resistance where they're doing a blockade in this road so you can't get past unless they let you in and stuff like that. It's getting kind of crazy. And dudes was coming over and they bought a bunch of pizza boxes for the people that was protesting. You see what I'm saying? And stuff like that, like little acts like that everyday Americans do too, that I hope a lot of our celebrities are going to start doing that. But put it on Front Street. You put everything else on Front Street. Like, put what you're doing also in the streets on Front Street, man. Let that be known so it is a widespread thing. This is a normal thing that should be happening for a lot of our celebrities. It's not normalized to give. It's normalized to talk. And I need to start seeing a lot more give.
I think it's why in America, the most capitalistic nation, richest nation, it's odd to reach your hand out to others, right? I feel like that's where we got it all wrong. So wrong. We could be like the most advanced country in the world. We don't even need the government. We got the money. The four biggest companies have over $8 trillion of market cap. 10% of each could buy New York. I'm dragging it, but you get what I'm saying.
There's so much that could be done, and the capital's there, and people act like the capital's not there, and then people act like they have so much ownership and dominion and right to that capital. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like it can't, like God won't take that away or kill you the next day.
And then the funny thing is how these billionaires, these rich people, they get scared. Oh, they're trying to kill me. All that. It's like, why don't you just give your money out? Oh, we need more police. Why don't you just educate them? Just educate people. If you gave 10% away just yearly, we wouldn't have a trend going on. We're going to sacrifice $1 billion a year. That shit would not be happening if y'all just lend your hand.
Hey, I promise you won't be the one packed if you gave 10% away.
Yo.
I promise you won't be.
No,
that's the
for
thing, too.
real.
Like, if you think about it, like, if I was a billionaire scared shitless, man, only, like, for example, Melinda Gates? Or is it Jeff Bezos' girl that be giving away mad bread? It's one of their wives or ex-wives that they divorced, and she just be giving all that bread away. Like, here to HBCUs, here to this, here to that. Man, yeah. I'm telling y'all, I understand. I understand. I don't have a lot of bread comparatively to them. And people be like, oh, you don't know what you do in those positions. I hate that conversation, bro. I hate that point. Oh, you don't know what you're going to do in those positions. Man, I'm telling y'all, people don't need that much bread, bro. You don't need 10 penthouses in New York. You don't. You don't need a $40 million penthouse in New York. And if you do, then you don't need the extra 50 mil that you could be giving to other people. I saw Kai, hey, shout him back out. I saw Kai back in Nigeria checking on the school that he's building. Great to see that, man. It is great to see that. And I just want to keep encouraging our people, but like people that watch this show and might care about their communities and stuff like that, man, that is what we support. That is what we call cool. All that other shit is corny, man. If you don't care about your people, what are you? What are you?
I was having a conversation with a man yesterday when I was going upstate to lobby, and we were talking about capitalism, right? And a little Western history lesson back in Roman times, when you had reached a certain amount of wealth in your community, it was seen as a good thing to exchange that wealth as a public good, building up a library with your name on it. You know, that was seen as like celebrity status. That was seen as I'm doing something good for my community, not just hoarding your wealth. Mind you, the Bible goes against all of this shit. So it's weird how, you know, you got, don't take my money, don't tax me, da 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 da. And then you read your scripture and you just completely ignore the verse that says you're supposed to share. You're supposed to give your money away to a certain degree. You know, it's odd. It's very odd. But can we get a Jeff Bezos library? Can we get a Elon Musk hospital? Can we get a highway of Larry Ellison? Can we get a highway dedicated to Larry Ellison? I'm cool with that.
No, not a highway. Can we get a free grocery store? Hey, you want to get rid of Mondani?
Yeah.
How about you just create some free grocery stores in New York? I bet you get rid of Mondani real quick. But they're not doing that though.
How much growth do you need? I feel like I'm for capitalism.
But it's not even growth, it's hack. It's growth hack. You have to pair that word to it. Like it's not like it's not real growth. It's like, bro, how am I going to extract every single dollar, resource, cent out of this venture?
Yeah.
That might screw everybody in the world. Yeah. But how do I extract this cent just so I can get this accolade? I don't even think it's about for the money. Again, I was trying to tell you, we were talking about this a couple of episodes ago about how these boys be reading 48 Laws of Power, be reading Machiavelli, and be reading all these different texts, and you wonder why they act like this. You wonder why they act like Peter Thiel and the dude that founded Palantir. You wonder why they act like this. Yeah. It's because these guys are full of, allegedly, sociopaths that be reading these type of books, allegedly, reading these type of books, and they want world domination, bro. They read Napoleon. Most of these guys read Napoleon, and you be wondering why. Oh, they love this Art of War. It's not the Art of War, Sun Tzu. No, it's Napoleon.
No, it really is.
Straight war books, straight war books, and you wonder why the world look like this. You wonder why the world look like this. I swear, man. And
grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons.
bro. There'll be listen. They'll be their company, right? They're doing their company thing, right? They'll have their conference, right? They'll put all their interns into a room, 300 interns, right? Intern raises his hand. Hey, man, my name is X, and I don't come from the biggest means, but I'm just so excited to be here. I wanted to ask you a question about what are some good books that you recommend. Well, the best books I could tell you, 48 Laws of Power, Machiavelli, and the Peter Thiel's book on how to raise funding. Bro, you wonder why these kids grow up and become these. They are reading the worst books in the world. In the world. Bro. It'd be straight psychology books. Straight psychology books on how to take over the world. And then you'd be wondering why they have no conscience when they reach 45. Okay, let's get off of it. Yeah, listen, don't worry. It's
triggering, though.
I got some more. It's literally triggering. It is literally triggering. Okay, I got some more. Listen. All right.
Oh, Super Bowl this Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Super Bowl. Oh, yeah. Okay, now it's going here. But Super Bowl this Sunday. I'm excited for it. Bad Bunny's performing. Patriots and Seahawks. Nobody cares about that game. Nobody cares about that game. And if you're a Patriots fan, man, we Giants over here. We New York. So that's automatic. It's simple. But I don't think a lot of people care about the game. If you're into sports, Seahawks is going crazy. Their defense is nasty. Patriots, a lot of people saying that Patriots had an easy season to get through, and they played somebody that was injured, I'm pretty sure, or a second-string quarterback. So ultimately, a lot of people had the Seahawks in that game. I'm not there for the game. Not gonna lie, I'm not that interested.
I don't know anything about football.
I'm there for Bad Bunny. It's simple. It's simple. And not to be sound like that, but they're not interesting teams, so it's not gonna pull me in. Okay, so if y'all don't know, man, I got my car not too long ago. Earlier within this year, or earlier than last year, and so I haven't been taking the train as much. And usually I've been taking the train, be moving around and stuff like that. It's good for me because it's good for my eyes. I'm looking around, being perceptive. That's the great thing about. Oh my gosh.
You good?
Yeah. That's the great thing about New York is that when you open your eyes and you're getting off the train, you're looking around, man, all you see is a bunch of stuff advertising to you. But you're also seeing real life breathe, right? But it's the capital, it's a capital city. So you're seeing all this advertisements. And when I tell y'all, man, I was watching It Dairy, and the only thing I saw every single time after that 30 seconds play of the ad, bro, is a Roe ad or a GLP-1 ad or a Zeppelin or Ozempic or an Eli Lilly. All of these ads, I'm telling y'all, it is the craziest stuff I've been seeing. It's like Serena Williams going like, and sticking it right into her lap. I'm like, bro, what is going on? What is America getting to, bro? I'm telling y'all, every single time I come out the train station, I'm seeing a GLP-1 ad. Every single time I watch HBO Max, I'm seeing a GLP-1 ad. Every time I watch YouTube, I'm seeing a GLP-1 ad. Bro, at this point, I'm like, bro, these podcasters are about to start taking some ads. I'm telling you, they're gonna start taking some Roe ads. You'll be hearing your favorite podcast. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, and we're gonna read this. Oh, we got this ad from Zeppelin. And man, Zeppelin has been telling y'all, and they're gonna have to do that little 30-second fucking ad. That's like, 30-second. What was it with the caution where they start speaking mad low and quick as shit. Bro, I'm telling y'all, them Roe ads and all them stuff. Like, it is sad the way that this world has been turning into and normalizing this weight loss drugs. And it's like, man, if y'all simple, go look up Eli Lilly on the stock market. What's their ticker? LLY? LLY. Mm-hmm. Go look up their 5-year performance. Go look up their 2-year performance. And then go look up their 1-year performance. I want y'all to think of the prevalence of these GLP-1 drugs and how much are these companies making off of it, and think about how does this happen and what's the ecosystem. When I go to my doctor and say I want this GLP-1, or I don't even know if it's over the counter at this point, but if I go to my doctor and say I want this GLP-1, what's the incentive of that doctor prescribing me that GLP-1? Do I actually need it? Do they think that I could just, lose this weight? I think a lot of Americans, we already know that we have a weight problem in American society. Mm-hmm. But my fear is that I know that you see something 11 times to 14 times, you're automatically more likely to buy something. That's marketing. If you're going to see a Serena ad where she's going and sticking it right into her leg 14 times, I'm telling y'all, I've seen that ad probably 14 times over the course of watching a show and binging it in 4 hours. I've seen that 14 times easily. I'm thinking of how many people is on those weight loss on those weight loss drugs. It is sickening. It is sickening. It is sickening. And I understand a lot of people are gonna be like, well, there's some people that can't lose the weight. I want to know the percentages of that. I think what's the percentage of people that literally can't lose the weight, and it's medically better for them to go take those weight loss drugs than it is to go walk?
I think there is definitely like an increased exploitation, looking for extra volume in purchases of their products. But I will say, like, not to be contrarian completely, but there is a use case for this, and there are people that do need to take GLP in certain cases. Obesity is a real thing. I think about 50% of this country is obese. Don't quote me on it. I know a large portion of minors under 18, about I think a third, are obese. These kids, leading to diabetes, high blood pressure. So there absolutely is a use case for it, and it is necessary for some individuals.
Bro, when they're marketing it like a American Girl doll,
yeah, no, like Serena Williams,
you're getting played.
Is weird because Serena Williams obviously, like, she's just, she got a little meat on her, but she's not fat. Like, honestly, I feel like if any, she'd be like quote unquote thick. I don't know, but like she not like other types of women or men. I know I literally have a use case because I was working at Burger King, and a woman, she was really nice, and she was telling me that she was on Ozempic, and she was fairly very, very big. You know what I'm saying? And I think in her use case, she absolutely does need it just to help her out. All it does is just slow down your cravings. So
it slows down your cravings. It makes you not be able to shit. It makes your whole bowels tighten up. And I want to see what's going to be the effects in the next 5 to 10 years.
Oh, they came out. Brain damage.
Oh yeah,
You
brain
can look-
damage.
you can
Oh
look that
yeah,
up right
and
now.
eye damage as well.
Yeah.
Eye damage as
Yeah,
well. And
people are
being,
going blind
there's
from
multiple.
that.
There's multiple lawsuits coming out from it. I want to play this ad for y'all. Let me play this ad real quick.
Yo, because I have something to say about that. Definitely.
Come on. Let's hear it. You think I need your advice?
Turn it off.
You think I should go on a diet? I've been dieting since I was 12. You think I need to hear about your workout routine? You don't stop to ask about mine. No matter what I do, you're gonna have your own thoughts. So get it all out. And while you're in the comment section, I'll be focusing on what really matters. That's how I feel when I'm waking up in the morning. Like showing up for people I love. My health is my focus. And my body is nobody's business but mine.
Let me cut it right there, bro.
Yeah.
I hate that ad. I hate that ad. I hate the Serena Williams ad where she's doing it and hitting herself with it. I think it's very uncomfortable off rip to see those type of ads. But then also like this use case, I can't imagine this use case is not more than 10%.
No.
Of people taking.
No, I think that's definitely like 40% of the people who are using the GLP, the obesity drug.
That physically.
This man is clearly probably around 400 pounds,
And that physically
he would
can't-
need assistance. I think he definitely needs assistance to a certain degree to get the weight off of him. Absolutely.
So you think that's 40% of the people using it is over 400 pounds?
No, it depends on your body.
What's the
your body
percentage?
frame.
That's what I'm saying
And
though.
you can look up obesity. How much is the obesity percentage? I know it's above 40%, between 60 to 40%. Not 60.
Okay, but
50
what
to
but what I'm
40%.
saying is the people that are taking these GLP-1s, right? I agree with you. That's a good use case. I just don't think it's more than 25%. I don't think it's more than 40%. That's what I'm saying. Like max, I don't think it's more than 40%. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the rooms in which I'm hearing Ozempic being taken, it's like, man, it's like it's pop culture rooms, right? Like it's the rappers that we're talking about. It's the people that want to fit this beauty standard anyway, and is taking these GLP-1s to then fit this beauty standard.
Well, those are the idiots, right?
Well, I'm
Like, let's
talking
not-
about the idiots. These ads are for the idiots.
Same way we can't base politics on idiots, right? That's not the complete picture of it. I think it's definitely warped in a certain way to fit the image appeal, but there is absolutely a use case for this. There are many Americans that are obese. How many Americans are over 200 pounds?
Okay.
28%.
So approximately
Roughly 1 in 4.
28% of Americans are over 200 pounds. Here's the problem when you talk about obese and obesity, right? I know a lot of people that are technically obese, but that's going off of what? The body, was it BMI? Right? So it's not technically a good
well, I think
metric
also,
and looking at that.
I think also diabetes is a good metric because if you have a lot of weight on your diabetes,
well, that's completely different.
And
Diabetes, that's what the drug is for. Ozempic is literally for people with diabetes. I'm talking about the people that are using it that does not have diabetes and are typically using it for a beauty reason. It is for slimming down. A lot of people are doing that. And that's what I'm saying. These ads are not helping it. And if you think about it, like, bro, I'm saying, like, the people that are over 200 pounds, or not even 200, because 200 is a low amount, to be honest, but are over 250, 300, 400, I'm guessing they already know about this. I'm guessing their doctors have already spoken to them about these type of stuff. That's when you're actually getting prescribed. If you're going in to go ask your doctor about this type of stuff, it's alarming. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you are doing that trade-off. America has gotten so comfortable with plastic surgery. Let me not say plastic surgery. Cosmetic plastic surgery. And when I mean like cosmetic plastic surgery, it's to beautify yourself. Now, I'm not talking about this use case. The same type of use cases where it's like, all right, somebody got into a car accident and they need to have this type of surgery, or something has happened, personally to them, or like vitiligo or something like that, and you need those type of surgeries. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the nose jobs, right? I'm talking about you getting a facelift because you want to look better when you are 35. A lot of people that are doing that are the same people that are doing the Ozempic and are doing the GLP-1s. And they're marketing, all this marketing, Eli Lilly ads and the Roe ads and the Zeppelin ads that I see on every single train station that I come up on. I don't think that they're marketing to that person. I don't think they're marketing to the people that are over 300 pounds.
I think they're wrong for the Serena Williams take. Absolutely. But the video you just showed me, I feel like those are the perfect people to be advertising it towards. And I think a lot of people that are taking the drugs are those types of people, or have diabetes, Or, it is a fact that there are some people who are just naturally born and they're very bigger in size, which makes them very susceptible to gaining diabetes in the future, right? It's all of it is really insistent. Can it be abused? Absolutely. Everything in this life can be abused, but I feel like to a certain degree, it's no different than, for example, I can use my own story with alcohol. The people that I think was my therapist or something, he was able to, they have this medication. He was going to prescribe me a, Jesus Christ, I can't think straight. It's a pill that basically stops your cravings for alcohol consumption. Same thing as nicotine patches, right? Some people may have problems with overconsumption. They're always eating. You know what I'm saying? This comes in, it offers a slight solution to just help them out. Same thing with alcohol, the same thing with nicotine. Like, there are solutions out there to help ease the transition. That can be very hard for individuals.
I see that. I hear what you're saying.
It depends though, because if you take in the Ozempic thing and you're eating McDonald's and Burger King, like, it doesn't really, you know what I'm saying?
We're not taking Ozempic and eating McDonald's and Burger King because you're not eating.
No. You eat. You just don't eat as much.
No, you're not. You're barely eating. If you're barely eating and you're barely shitting, like that's how people who take Ozempic feel. Those are the causes. You're probably eating one meal a day, if anything.
Yeah.
So and you're nitpicking at that. I hear what you're saying though. The transition, it makes a lot of sense, and a lot of people use it for that transitory period where it's like, all right, I just need to lose something right now. I understand it. I just think it's a lot of more people that I just think it's a lot more people than we think taking it, and they're teetering obesity.
And they should be going to the gym.
And they should be going to the gym. And they should be walking. Maybe not even going to the gym because I don't want to be the bootstraps person, but doing your walks. Like, I just feel like this is just another example of American consumerism.
This is what I think it is. I hear what you're saying, but I also feel like it's an over-exaggeration in the media. For instance, the way they over-exaggerate black-on-black crime, quote-unquote black-on-black crime, but yeah, we live in black communities every day. And personally, I have not seen a shooting over my last 20 years on this earth. Does it happen? Yes. But are people dying every day? Not really. You see the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's like that in reality, because the people who have used obesity in my life that I have seen with my own eyes, they were very fluffy. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, if you Ice Spice, if we talk about Ice Spice, that's a little crazy. Like, why are you taking Ozempic?
Okay, so just I told y'all to go look up that Eli Lilly stock, but I'm just going to give that to y'all right now just in case. So in the last year, Eli Lilly has been up 21%, $178. I wish it gave me my 2-year, but it's not going to give me my 2-year. But the 5-year is that Eli Lilly is up 405%, which is $819 in the past year, and it's at $1,020. So y'all could see how much that has gone up. The reason why I make that distinction is because these companies get rich. I get extremely skeptical when I see companies do parabolic movements like this. Now, it makes sense for some companies because they are killers in the space. Eli Lilly is a killer in the space of healthcare. Hims, all those companies, Novo not as much anymore because they've been failing on trials. But Novo, Eli Lilly, and Hims, all of them have been capitalizing off of this space and this jump up and people going and copying these GLP-1s. I just don't think it's, one, you're seeing a lot of lawsuits where it's showcasing that it's not that safe, but also I just don't think it's that healthy for American consumerism. I don't think it's a lot of people that, I think there's a lot of people that need it that are using it, but I think there's also a lot of people that don't need it and are using it. And I think that's very bad. And I think that these commercials, some of these commercials are just sickening, bro. Like, it's playing to people that are just doing it for the beauty standard. I see it. If I see it in New York every day after they're coming out of a train station, I know that they're not just going off of middle Americans that may be obese. You see what I'm saying? Of course, there's obese people in New York. I'm just saying overall, like, look at where they're positioning it. Okay, so I was introduced to this interview for Tucker Carlson. He went and interviewed, I think it was on the World Government Summit or something like that in Abu Dhabi. And they interviewed the presidents of Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Sierra Leone. And it just sparked, like, interesting, because the first two questions, off rip are always going to be pretty good. The first question was about, like, maybe, like, not birthright, but, like, birth rate and Botswana's birth rate and how they've been doing so well comparatively to the rest of the world. And then the other question was like, all right, how do y'all see kind of relationships between the West versus the East, China being the East and West being, you know, America and the Brits? So good questions at first, but then I already know how Tucker gets. You know, he wants to start his framing. Then he wants to start putting in his actual ideology. Then he was like, all right, well, how do you feel about, you know, and I think it was Zimbabwe, about them out, or maybe it was Botswana, about them ousting the white.
Taking land ownership rights.
Taking land ownership rights and stuff like that. But you already know how they was acting when it comes to South Africa and Botswana, and about what it looks like to decolonize in those nations and what land actually is given to different people. Now, I haven't done all my research on that, but I just know how Tucker frames these type of things. And in those type of framings, I typically don't ever want to hear Tucker Carlson interviewing African presidents like this. And the reason why I say that is because I already know what he's looking for. I already know what type of answers they're looking for, and you could hear it in the framing of the question. I'd much rather a Shaka Bars or a 19 Keys or a Earn Your Leisure going out and interviewing these guys. Now, granted, are they going to be on the World Government Summit? Probably not. Of course not. But I'm saying, like, these type of conversations, I do want to hear. That's the thing. Like, I want to hear those type of conversations. It's just about how are those questions being asked, and are they going to be received and answered correctly? Because to be honest, I think all those presidents had their guards up, likely so, and
Definitely.
rightfully so, because Tucker's looking for the gotcha. And as soon as one of the African presidents was like, oh, Africa, we're going to have the birth rate. We had the birth rate of like average of like 25 and stuff like that. And we're one of the youngest continents like out right now. So you're going to see Africa being able to rule the world. And he was like, oh, rule the world? What does your world look like under your rule? What does my world look like under your rule? And obviously you can just see because, heightened conversations about immigrants and stuff like that. But obviously, the African president cleaned it up and was like, equality and stuff like that. But it's just a framing and how this is happening. I want to hear insight from African leaders. I just don't want it with this type of serve up gotcha. And they have to backtrack and preface themselves for the first 30 seconds to make sure that the West does not take it and mince it.
Yeah, I think it's really unfortunate that in these spaces that African presidents, leaders, they have to, in some type of order, have to have these conversations with white people like Tucker Carlson and have these conversations. Because if not, it actually comes to the detriment of the organization of the country or whatever. I feel like that skepticism, that ignorance, that of not knowing gets these type of white folks really riled up and leads to Libya, Gaddafi, leads to Iran, etc. So you always have to have these groups of people at the table and have these conversations. They need to know what's going on. And it's sad that we're in that world because we should be able to just do Chaka and 19 Keys and keep it pushing, right? But
or at least have both. That's my thing. Have both of those conversations. To be honest, what I was looking for is because I haven't seen. Maybe I need to do some more research and stuff like that. But I haven't seen those three leaders together on an interview format like that, and maybe it just hasn't come across my timeline. But if that's the case, and I do want to hear a lot like that question about the East versus West and the dealings between the East versus West, I think that's a cool question. I think that's a great question. I just want to hear it on a platform where these presidents feel safe to answer it. So if that's calling upon our black interviewers to start promoting that and telling y'all that I want to hear this type of stuff, I want to hear this type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? Just not from Tucker. And knowing how it might get clipped up and he's going to go take it. I think about the immigration stuff that he be talking about. He went to Britain, a couple of months ago and interviewed Piers Morgan. And what was the point of him doing that? He grilled Piers Morgan. It was like, look at this shit whole country that Britain has turned into. Look what, and you got to think about what is he doing it for? He's doing it for to showcase to his American audience. That's like, if you let these people in office or you let these people in power happen, this is what's going to happen to America like it happened to Britain. Not knowing that America is who put the nail in the coffin to Britain.
I feel like you have to politic as these nations. They have to politic with these leaders and these type of people because if not, it leads to calamities. Very much. Fuck, I was about to say something else. You go ahead. I was about to say something else. I completely forgot it.
Nah, but
Fuck.
Overall, I'm just saying that I don't want to be seeing Tucker Carlson interview African presidents. I don't want to see that. I want to see him in his own right, doing his own thing, maybe exploring Christianity, and that's about it.
This was my point. It just came back to me. I feel like, there's obviously a power play here, especially with these groups of people. They're at the World Government Summit, right? They need to be friendly with these people. You can't just completely isolate yourself from the world economy and from other powerful leaders. I think it's similar to Zoran Mamdani. It would be nice if we could just have New York for ourselves, but Donald Trump is the president, and there's a lot of tension there.
Yeah.
You need to go talk to Donald Trump. Same thing. Obviously, Zimbabwe isn't in the grasp of Europe in a direct sense. They're still the power movers. They're still the power players in the geopolitics of the whole entire world. So it's important to have these conversations. But with black interviewers, yeah, we definitely need to see more 19 Keys, more Chaka, more Earn Your Leisure, or doing interviews by your own people.
Exactly.
So,
Simple.
Absolutely.
Simple.
Absolutely.
But I do like to say that I like the format. 3 of them up there talking about some real stuff. Like those conferences are pretty cool to watch, and I encourage Gen Z, millennials, everybody else that's watching this right now, to go watch those forums and those type of conferences. It's good to hear a little bit of what they're talking about and where their mind's at. And yeah, I just wish that they're just in a more safe space to talk about that type of stuff. And I don't know, maybe there's not a safe space on the internet for them to talk. So that could be a thing as well. All right, man. I guess the last clip that we definitely want to play is this Malian clip. So let me just pull it up right now. And it's a clip about miners, a mining company in Mali. If you don't know that, there's a lot of companies like that go in to have legacy contracts in these in these countries like Mali, etc. And they'll extract minerals, and whether that's diamonds, whether that's other type of ores and stuff like that, that's what they do. And they have legacy contracts. And a lot of these countries, now that they're not only have gained independence, but also now have been able to gain some type of dominance, or at least isolationist, practices. Now they're able to start to resist a lot of these legacy companies that, pitch themselves as like, oh, you need us, but do you really need them?
Yeah.
Of course not. So let me pull up the clip. Oh. Okay. This is on the Voice of Africa.
Africa's new mining lord. Every time I try to wrap the story up, Mali has one more trick they want to show us. Remember when we talked about how for 3 years Mali was going back and forth with Barrick Gold? Assimi Goïta, the young and ambitious leader of Mali, like the rest of us, was tired of the exploitation and the overcooked narrative that Africa's a poor continent and just wanted Barrick Gold to sign the new mining code. And Barrick didn't see the new mining code. All they saw was disrespect, because they're thinking,
as
how are you
always,
gonna treat them like every other foreign company when they got the legacy contract? Well, anyways, a fight broke out like we covered in our previous videos, and Barrick did what any Western mining giants would do: go to Western courts hoping that the World Bank arbitration will remind Mali what true bilateral partnership really means. However, what Mali did as a retaliation, straight out of an asymmetric playbook, they convinced Hilaire Diarra, a Barrick manager at the Côte d'Ivoire mining site, to defect. Now, if I were Assimi's advisor, I would have...
Okay, so just to finish off with that video and let me tell you, this is the actual person who made this Humano resource. So shout him out. But to finish off the video, what they're saying is basically he was able, the Malian, was it president? Malian president is somebody. Yeah,
the Malian president had a problem with the mining company.
Had a problem with the mining company. He found a person in the mining company that also is Malian, and the dude, he offered him a position within his own government and was like, hey, if you want to come, work for our side, just come do that. That's what he did. He accepted, and he basically, the person that was advocating for that company left and went to the side of the Malian president. So overall, shouts out to Mali and continuing to showcase kind of like West Africa, but also the diaspora, that it's good to prioritize your people and prioritize your country over whatever legacy contracts or legacy companies that was there, etc. This this needs to continue to be pedestaled, but also it needs to continue to happen across all African nations, and dispelling a lot of that out of your community.
I think that's exactly how you get it done, right? Because he became the secretary of the mining division of the country, but he was employed. That's what it is. I feel like a lot of people need to take notes of how to support your community. You can go over there, get the money, get the resources, but you need to come back. And if you're not coming back, then we got to look at you a certain way. There should be shame in that position. We were talking about it last week or the last two pods about the micro sphere of how black Americans, black people, they go to Western nations and they completely become infused in it and just forget their roots. Job well done. I think this should be a staple. It should be, there should be a book about that procedure right there so people can study it.
Mm-hmm. And shout out Molly. And she said at the end, Ryan Coogler has his next script. I do want to speak about this as well because there was this dude, and I'm going to find his name and I'm going to link him in the description. I hope that I remember. But it was this dude that was talking about all these different contracts with Disney and everything like that because he wrote a book that got acquired by Disney or these other companies, and everyone was saying he got ripped off because Disney then made a revamped version of it similarly to that book, and they're like, oh, he got ripped off, not knowing that he was working with those companies at the whole time. But it just goes to show that there's so many different stories like this that even could be fictional a little bit. I mean, like, somebody could just base it off of this type of story and then make a complete series on it and upload it and pitch it to Perspective. Hey, and we platform it and stuff like that. But you're able to make some money off of, and capital and cultural influence and power off of our own stories within diaspora. And if you're Malian, like, use that. Use that, because these are stories that need to be told. These are bedtime stories. You see what I'm saying? Resistance bedtime stories that, I'm not even going to get into that, but it's important. It's really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. I think we've been recording for hours, man. Hour 20. We've been going crazy.
Let's pack it up.
Yeah, we packing it up.
Pack it up.
If you enjoyed last episode, make sure you hit a like. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit a like and then comment and say, hey, Sa, I enjoyed the episode. I made it to this far, and comment your favorite topic that we talked about. And if you have any topics that you want us to talk about, of course, go ahead and comment that in the description. And listen, it's not a podcast, man, Gen Z. It is a show. And if you are a millennial, Gen X, or a boomer listening to this, hey, shout you out too, man. Don't think that just because I'm saying Gen Z that it's not for everybody. We for everybody, man. We for everybody, man. It's perspective. It's building world building where uplifting people's perspectives, but also helping them be perceptive to what's going on. That's important, man.
Perspective.
It's not a podcast, man. It is a show. We'll see y'all next week, man. I love y'all. Peace, man. Gen Z, what is up?
All right, let's go home.
Oh, man.